This just in.
Breaking news.
Next on Men Are So Smart. We have breaking monkey news for you this morning. A San Francisco federal judge ruled that an Indonesian monkey that took a selfie with an unattended camera does not own the copyright to the image.
That's an outrage.
Selfie photos taken by a monkey in Indonesia 6 years ago belonged to the photographer who left his camera unattended in a wildlife preserve and who later processed and published the pictures.
But a share of any proceeds the photographer makes from the photos will go towards saving the monkey and its fellow endangered creatures.
I'm down with monkeys.
Those are the terms of a settlement announced Monday in a San Francisco lawsuit by the nonprofit People for Ethical Treatment of Animals. PETA, or as I like to call it, People Eating Tasty Animals, which sought to establish the right of a thinking non-human to hold rights to its own creative work.
I can't believe
here we
there's
are.
A court case. British photographer David Slater was visiting the Tangkoko Reserve, Indonesia, in 2011 when he put down his camera and walked away. When he looked back, a crested black macaw monkey was examining the camera, looking at its reflection in the lens, and, as Slater described it, making funny faces before snapping the shutter.
You know, it makes you wonder, if you left a piano out there, would they suddenly would they compose some kind of a musical overture?
A David Foster musical?
Yeah. I mean, monkeys are brilliant. Well, we'd have another court case. Who owns the music? The person that owns the piano or the monkey? I'm glad we don't have to make these decisions.
I know. Well, a judge would know best.
Yes.
Not us two guys. Men are smart, but not when it comes to monkey selfies.
We can't go there.
No. So, I guess what we learn here is it's all a matter of who owns the camera, but I think it's a good idea that the amount of money that is earned from these photos goes to preserving the monkeys.
I get that. And that is, I'm all for that. And I've seen the picture. It's pretty good.
It looked better than my profile picture.
I may start using that as my Facebook profile. It's not bad.
I wonder if you'd have to change your page.
Well, I wonder if Pete was going to get paid if I do that.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, we go from monkeys and flinging monkey poop to using this one common cleaning ingredient could increase your risk of lung disease.
Dun, dun, dun.
Most of us associate the smell of bleach with a clean home. For me, it's Lysol or Pine Sol. But that's just one of the many cleaning myths you need to stop believing. According to recent research, regularly using bleach and other common disinfectants could increase your risk of developing a fatal lung disease.
A 30-year study by Harvard University and the French National Institute of Health found that those who used disinfectant products just once a week had up to a 32% increased chance of developing COPD, or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which makes it difficult to breathe due to narrowed or blocked airways.
My mom had that.
I've known people that have it, and it's not pleasant. Patients develop the disease over time as irritants, such as tobacco smoke, aggravate their airways and damage the fibers in their lungs. According to WebMD, these are the silent signs that you may have COPD and you don't know it.
In 2009, the researchers analyzed data from a massive 1989 study on 55,000 female U.S. nurses and specifically followed those who were still nurses and who had no history of COPD until May of 2016. They also used a questionnaire to evaluate the nurse's exposure to disinfectants as well as other factors such as age, weight, and ethnicity. That's interesting that they thought to survey and questionnaire nurses.
Well, it's one of the cleanest places you'll probably find, a workplace at least, is a hospital, at least hopefully. Study associated specific chemicals in disinfecting cleaners as well as the particular tasks that involved frequent exposure to the disinfectants, with a 22 to 32% increased risk of developing the disease. Currently, no health guideline is in place for these common cleaning products, but the researchers now emphasize the need to do so. If you're worried that you may be at risk, these exercises can prevent COPD and build healthier lungs.
Regular use of disinfectants is believed to cause asthma as well. The potential adverse effects of exposure to disinfectants on COPD have received much less attention, although 2 recent studies in European populations showed that working as a cleaner was associated with a higher risk of COPD, said researcher Orion Dumas. To the best of our knowledge, we are the first to report a link between disinfectants and COPD among healthcare workers, and to investigate specific chemicals that may underlie this association.
Well, I know in the sheriff's department, I worked in the jails for a few years, and in the jails, bleach is the disinfectant of choice. A lot of inmates have some sort of blood-borne pathogen in them from being IV drug users or whatever, and bleach is one of those few things that kills everything. It's non-discriminate as far as what it will kill. As soon as I walk onto my floor every day, the thing you smell is bleach. And so at home here, even if I'm doing a load of laundry and I open up the bleach, I'm instantly taken back to my days working at the jail.
Wow. It's amazing how smells are associated with things like that.
Yes. Yep.
Well, I before I left to come over here this morning, I was in the bathroom and I saw a Clorox bleach disinfectant spray bottle right there on the counter that made me think of this story. I mean, we don't really even think about it anymore. But, there were days when you would just pour bleach in your toilet.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, it would stay there all day until somebody used it and flushed.
Right.
And it does an amazing job of cleaning. But I should point out, and perhaps maybe we should do an episode on alternative chemicals to bleach, etc. For instance, I saw a toilet cleaner that was a spray bottle of Coca-Cola mixed with vinegar.
Yeah.
And they sprayed that on the inside of a toilet and let it set for a while. Sparkling clean.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola is amazing when it comes to its cleaning properties.
Yeah. I'm not sure it's cleaning so much as it is just killing.
Yeah.
It's kind of does the same thing to your gut when you drink it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Coke. It's not just Coke. It's any sugary carbonated drink.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be an interesting episode. We could kind of do an adaptation of Will It Float?
That's taking me back. So look, watching this video and you've gotten to this story here about bleach, do you have some alternative cleaning methods that you like to use? Perhaps you could leave a suggestion right down below here in the description area. You can like the video, you can comment, you can subscribe to our channel, or like us on any of our social media pages. But we'd love to hear your recommendations and suggestions as well.
If you put one down there and we give it a try, and if it works, we'll note it and mention it in the show.
I'll be on the lookout for research on this very topic because bleach is not very good for you.
No.
And we should have known that all along. It's really almost like the days when doctors used to advertise for cigarettes. They knew it was bad.
Yeah.
But how bad?
But what the hell? It's good for business.
Baseball players would smoke in the dugout.
Yeah.
I remember I was a disc jockey at FM 102, and I had a cigarette in the ashtray going the entire 4 or 5 hours that I was on the radio in a very cramped room, along with about 6 other people.
Yep.
And then what about, and I don't know how we got from bleach to cigarettes, but what about on an airplane? Oh, I'd like in my seat in no smoking section.
Yeah.
Or in a restaurant, like the Buggy Whip.
Oh, God. Yeah. My wife and I frequent casinos from time to time. At least in California here, there are non-smoking sections. And in one particular one we go to, the whole downstairs is non-smoking. And that's also where the restaurants are.
That makes sense.
So that's a good call. In some of the other casinos that we go to in California, at least, they have one small section that's just enclosed in glass that is non-smoking, and the rest is just everybody out there smoking.
I can tell you, when you walk into one of those casinos and into the smoking area, it's overwhelming.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, you literally got to fan yourself like this
Yeah.
so you can see where you're going.
I don't know what it is about gambling that makes people want to smoke, but it's crazy.
Trading one addiction for another, perhaps?
Yeah, maybe.
Or combining two at the same time?
Well, it's kind of like pooping and not peeing. It's kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So gambling and smoking, I guess, is the same thing.
Go hand in hand.
Yep.
All right, information is below. You can subscribe to our channel on that little link that's popping up over my shoulder. It should be there about now. I'm Lou Gallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
This has been another edition of Men Are So Smart.
Bye-bye.